thanks for joining us again today. This is On Air with LHAG. So today we are very pleased to have with us Dato Lee, one of the founding partners of the firm. Dato, thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
So Dato, you are a senior partner with over 60 years of experience. We want to go back a bit more into the very inception of your career. What made you choose the legal profession?
Well, when I was a boy, things were very different from today, and actually we didn't know much of what's going on. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody had internet, all this sort of stuff to learn, and you go to school, and it's a very narrow world. So I cannot say that I was very interested in law or for matter anything.
Yeah.
And I was sent to school very early. Age of 14 to England. My parents were not with me, so I grew up in the school myself, and the intention was to try to get to Cambridge University because the school was in Cambridge. During that time, of course, I had to decide what to do, and my father basically guided me and told me do law because it's very useful to have a law degree. And because even if you don't want to practice law, you can do many things, right? Yeah, including politics. but I never thought about that. But yeah, my intention was graduate, get a degree, and earn a living.
Right. The firm has come a long way since then. We celebrated our 25th anniversary in 2018, and the firm has seen such a meteoric rise in the industry and within the practice. How did that happen?
Well, as you may know, 25 years ago, a few young and very capable lawyers left Screen & Company. They decided to start their own firm. And we always had the object of developing a firm with vision, serve clients in a much larger way. Which meant that we had to grow. Yeah? We envisaged new people coming in, etc., etc. But things were put in place so that this would happen in a good way, which means we had the core principles of honesty, integrity, desire to serve your clients as best you can, treat your staff well, etc., etc. But also make it easier for new people to come in, or go out, right? And that's how it started. But I think to answer your question, there was always a vision of developing for Malaysian standards, a big firm.
Yeah. Okay. So fast forward to the current times.
Yeah.
2020 has been unprecedented and challenging, to
Sure.
say the least.
Yeah.
As you're aware, at the beginning of the year, we had a bit of publicity about a partners dispute. Following from that, we faced the twin effects of the COVID-19 pandemic,
Right. Sure.
as well as global recession that affected every facet of industries and businesses,
Yeah.
law firms included. What is your take on all that has happened this year so far?
Well, I mean, we've moved on since the beginning of the year, and I think that yes, we, like everybody else, our business has been affected, right? But not as badly as some others. But I think the partners have taken on the challenge or the difficulties which we are faced now. And I'm very optimistic. There's very good spirit in the firm. I think people are united. They all try the best to do something. I think I'm optimistic that we will overcome all the difficulties eventually, and we will carry on to do what we were doing before the pandemic. But I think that we have to accept that there's going to be a new normal. We cannot practice the same way we did, and maybe we have to be smarter. Some of the businesses that we did before maybe the work is not there anymore. We look for new types of developments, technology or whatever things going to happen. We have to move on, and I think that luckily for us, this firm, we have a lot of senior people who will guide the firm, but we have a lot of middle and younger people who have the spirit and maybe the ideas to grow the firm further. So there's a saying that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, right? And therefore, I think that we will do well. We will do well.
I think it's all about adapting to the different sets of challenges, which we have done pretty well so far.
Yes, and as I said, I'm very happy with the spirit in the firm at the moment. I think all the partners are really pulling their weight and all. And we have very good intentions. I think the good thing about this firm is we care about the staff. We know that they also undergoing hardship.
Of course.
But we need to be together to do well together, right?
Right. Being where you are today, looking back at the firm you started over 25 years ago, how does it feel when you see Lee Shamuddin being the firm that it is now?
Well, of course, very proud. But the only thing is, one thing I realize is that it's wishful thinking that being a big firm, you don't have problems.
Of course.
With a partnership and things like that, and people will inevitably come and go. Some because they think that they can do better outside on their own, or they prefer to be small, go to a small firm. It's a matter of life. The same thing goes on with companies all the time. Even very good companies, good people will leave you because they prefer to go somewhere else. And that's inevitable, and but it's always sad to me that when people leave you, right? I always feel sad. In fact, I don't know how many people have come and go in this firm, right? And it's sad, but I think most of them done well, leaving us, and I think most of them leave us with good feelings for us.
Of course.
And I think we have a good alumni outside, which we keep in touch with, and happy for that.
On a much lighter note, Dato, in the history of our firm, there's been so many overseas trips and annual dinners. Looking back, which trip would you say was the most memorable, or the favorite?
Actually, can I say two?
Sure, of course.
My two favorite trips was Bangkok.
Okay.
And Ho Chi Minh City.
Right.
They were I think we had a fantastic competition in Bangkok, I remember, where we did some sort of hunt round the block, going through all the shops and everything,
Yeah.
I think it was great fun going through the shops and people wondering what the hell we're doing, going through the shops and all that. And then, as I said, I remember the competition, and some people claimed that some people cheated and played foul and all that. No, it was all good fun in the end, and that was great. I think we had good meals too. But Ho Chi Minh City, I think the city itself was an attraction. And we had quite a lot of free time. But there, I thought we made good use of the tourist agent, and I think we had about 6 buses every time taking out us all. We're on, trips outside the city as well.
Right.
I thought that was very good too. Yeah, my favorite.
On that note, Dato, we would like to thank you for spending time with us today. It was such a pleasure to hear about the history of not only your career but also the firm as well. So thank you, Dato, for being here.
Pleasure.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. We will see you again soon. This is On Air with LHAG. Bye.